I'm David Tuck. This is Ronnie Good, and we're at the Tax and Legal 360 conference enjoying Mark Kohler, all of his wisdom, knowledge, and experience. I was on stage giving a presentation today, and there's just been so much great information here. Ronnie, he's got so much knowledge, and I wanted to sit down and chat with you and share with people the amazing ideas and the brain power that's at this conference, because we come together and we're stronger together. It's like these chains, we're just linking these chains together and we're stronger. So Ronnie, thanks for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Cool. So tell me a little bit about what you do.
Well, so what I do ultimately, I help people create financial independence. I help them build wealth so that they can do things more on their time. They can spend more time with their family. They can, they can get into their hobbies or something like that. But we do that through using the tax code to build wealth, because you can kind of use the tax code as a wealth building tool rather than just a compliance exercise where you have to pay taxes.
Right. Yes, that's great. So what are you passionate about?
Oh, that's a great question. So what I'm passionate about, I'm very, very, very passionate about educating, because I think that if most people were educated on things, especially around money, they will have an opportunity to do better. So a lot of things, even in my own personal life, right? I wasn't exposed to, I didn't know about it, so when I finally caught on, I'm like, oh, of course, I'm supposed to be doing this stuff. Of course, but once you know better, you have an opportunity to do better. Now, everybody's not going to do better, but you have that opportunity. So I'm passionate about educating at all levels, but I really like to start with the younger generation.
How young?
Oh man, I think there is age appropriate information regarding money that you can teach at all levels. I'm talking about, when kids started learning about, language and all of that type of stuff, like age appropriate stuff with saving apples. You got 5 apples, Timmy put 2 to the side to save for a later date, and then you can start gradually teaching, more intermediate and advanced stuff. But I think if we start young, that's how we'll help people start to invest, because again, the ultimate goal is for wealth building, financial independence.
Smart money. Yeah, smart
That's
money.
What it's about.
Not wasting it on stupid stuff.
Not wasting it on stupid stuff.
I'm sure you've got stories to tell.
I have plenty of stories on that. Things that I regret till this day,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It goes fast, right? It's hard to earn and it goes fast.
It goes very fast. And especially it's a discipline thing at the end of the day, like I always say, I start with the education. Once you know better, you have an opportunity to do better. Then you got to just get your whole discipline together. You got to get your behavior around money together, because we all kind of got our own behavior when it comes to money. What we think about it, what we use it for. We might got some impulses. We might try to feel better at a certain point in time about something, so we go out and spend to make ourselves feel better. So once you kind of figure out that psychology of money, all right, then I think you can kind of overcome some of that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yep.
There's a lot of psychology, a lot of behind or the scenes or under the roots. Yeah, so there's a lot there, and a lot of family of origin type of stuff, fear of money, lacking money, or see our parents do certain things, and we've been programmed since little, and so that's smart to start young.
Yeah, I always say, how you were raised has a huge impact on how you approach money and what you do about it. It has a huge impact on that, how you were raised. And sometimes you gotta, break the cycle a little bit. You gotta unlearn some of that stuff. Once you become aware though, I always start there. You have to be aware. And sometimes it's about exposing you to other people that are doing some things. I remember, guys I used to work with, he was trying to teach me about investing in the stock market way before I kind of caught on. It's an older gentleman, he was like, yeah, my son got the Disney stock I bought years ago. It's worth this much. And for a while I was like, oh yeah, I don't want to hear about it. I'm trying to get to the weekend so I can have fun. But over time I started to listen to him. I'm like, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, but it gave me foresight into, where I can be if I started early,
Right. Starting early.
Yep.
So there's get it, want it in capacity, right?
Absolutely.
GWC, get it, want it in capacity.
I like that.
So people have to, they have to get it, they want it, they have to want it, and then they have to actually have the capacity, which means, do they actually have the time for it? And sometimes we're just so chasing squirrels or chasing whatever, this or that, fast cars and whatever. But as we get older, it's like, oh my gosh, we need to start saving, got families, got retirement, got legacy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you got all of that stuff you got to start thinking about. But time is the most important currency. Once you spend it, you can't get it back.
Right. One of the things that I love about tax planning is looking at where people are spending their money on personal things and seeing if we can make a business out of that and really brand us, brand me, and like I am the brand, and the things that I'm doing are business related, and it has to be ordinary and necessary for production, collection, and preservation of income to fly through and pass an IRS scrutiny, because in order to deduct, we have to have that authority. So we have to understand the rules, and once we understand the rules, we can play by the rules. Do you think people know the rules good enough to play by the rules to pass the IRS?
No, people do not know the rules. And if they did, they probably would be moving a lot more differently if they knew the rules. Because once you kind of learn the rules and once your eyes are open, it's hard to unsee this stuff. Once someone shows you how to move within the tax code, strategically, it's like, oh my God, I should have been doing this my whole life. Why am I just now learning how to do this? But yeah, a lot of people don't know how to do that. And that's where guys like us kind of come in. We kind of teach them how to do that and kind of, turn that light on for them, just show them a different way. Because a lot of people that are making a lot of money, they have advisors around them that's been doing this, helping them for years. But the everyday person, small business owner, real estate investor, they don't have teams of advisors, so a lot of this information they don't have. But once they get it, by working with a guy like you or I, right, that's when things change for them,
Right. So give me some examples. Tell me some stories of, obviously you want to redact and be careful not to reveal anybody, but is there anybody that comes to your mind or a situation that has been a transformational process in your mind that went from this to this, and now they understand the code and they are using the code for their advantage instead of being taken advantage of because of their ignorance?
Yeah, so I redacted. So I do have a client. Well, I had a client that I work with. Professional, had their own business, making great money within their business. They were consulting, great money. I think the wife was making great money as well, but I think she kind of helped out with the business a little bit. They used to get slammed with taxes every single year. In the stories, they would have a tax bill, and what they would do is take out a loan to pay the taxes.
Ooh.
Right?
Ouch, yeah.
So painful. My first time hearing it, I'm like,